done!
Here I am with Lofty Wiseman. He's going to tell me all about surviving in the wilds. Well, actually, in a wood, isn't it, in Hereford, really?
Right, yeah.
And we're starting with plants and things you can eat. And this is a primrose, yes?
Yeah, this is one of the earliest flowers to show. And the leaves can be eaten as a salad, cold, or you can put them in your stew. And they contain a lot of nutrients, especially
I'm
vitamins.
not supposed to check this first?
The edibility test, you can, yeah. Rub it on your lips.
Yeah.
No burning,
Nice
stinging
green
sensation.
lipstick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And if there's any burning, stinging sensation at any time, discard it. But if there's no discomfort at all, then put the same specimen under the lips. Wait a further 5 minutes.
Yes.
And then
And if
chew
you're
it
not
up.
dead?
Yeah, if there's no discomfort, chew it up. Put all the juice around your mouth. Spit it out. Wait another 5 minutes.
When do you get to eat it?
Only the juice you spit out. And then finally, if there's no ill effect at all, chew the same specimen, swallow it, and wait 5 hours. And then if there's no ill effect, you can say, right, that is edible. This is male fern. Now, there's no food value in it as such. In fact, it's toxic, but we use this as a dewormer. It's a violent purgative. And so we take a handful of this to a pint of water and make a decoction. We boil it till the water's reduced by half, and then we leave camp, we prepare ourselves. It's no good drinking this in camp and then trying to leave camp because it's that violent, you won't make it. So you've got to leave the camp, get on your starting blocks, and then when you drink it, the stomach turns inside out. Okay, the bowels open and all the contents of your stomach and the lower intestine, the worms hang on with hooks. And you mustn't keep pets in a survival situation, yeah, like the worms, because they're eating all your food.
Yes.
They get flushed out.
So it's just straight away?
Straight away.
Major action?
Yeah. And,
it must be the same as my spaghetti because it has the same effect.
Yeah.
Same effect.
That's real violent though, you know. So we only ever do it once because it does start breaking down the B12.
Could you get drugs out of your body that way then?
Not really, because they get absorbed in the tissues.
So,
and fungi is exceptional as well. That's a series of alkaloids and nothing happens between 18 hours after eating. And so it's in every cell and tissue of the body. But things like meat, fish, if you eat that and you feel upset stomach afterwards, charcoal induces vomiting, draws a lot of the toxins, and then mint and white wood ash from the fire. This is exactly what a doctor would prescribe for upset stomach. You know, you get them minty flavoured tablets, and that settles your stomach. OK, this is tansy, and there is a certain amount of nutrition in it, but the most important use of this is keeping flies off your food. It was used throughout the ages. It gives off like a gas, I suppose, and it does disrupt flies. They don't like it.
Ah.
So
can you eat it? I mean, like if you put it on the food, do you eat it as well when you eat the food?
You can, but it's always best to always boil if you're not sure. OK, this is a narrow-leaf plantain. And again, that's very tough and bitter. But it's excellent for stopping bleeding. It's like styptic. So if you've got a cut, crush it up and express the juice and put it in a cup, and it helps to stop bleeding. If we can go down by the lake now, there's I showed the bulrushes and the mint.
Is this a stream here?
Yeah.
That goes down into the lake?
Just smell that and see what that reminds you of.
Is this minty?
That's mint, yeah. There's several types of mint. That's a water mint. But again, it's very good as a flavour. There is a certain amount of nutrition, but you use it again with the jack and the hedge, just to spice up meals, really. So we've got plenty of flavours. Now we want a bit more nutrition, really. And we get that with the bulrushes, I believe.
This is a bulrush here?
OK, this is bulrushes, or reed mace. And this part of the plant, OK, all that's tiny seed heads. And it's full of oils. Can you see all that?
Oh, yeah.
So if we soak that in water, we can mould it, and it's just like flour. It becomes like a dough.
So do you pull it apart and then put it in the water?
Strip it off like that.
Yes.
Put it in water.
Yeah.
And as it absorbs the water, you can start moulding it.
All right.
And then when you've got a handful of it, get a small pebble, heat it up in the fire.
Yes.
And then wet your hands, pick the pebble up, put it in the inside and roll it and put it by the side of the fire. The hot pebble sort of cooks it from the inside. And the heat from the fire, like the ashes, cook it from the outside. And it's just like a dough.
And this has got everything you need.
That's got a lot of protein in because it's got oil, so it's got fat. And that's hard to find in the wild. But the most nutritious part, again, is in the base. The rootstock of any plant, OK, contains a lot of starches. So carbohydrates, this is all energy. So you see how pure white it is in there?
Yeah.
So once the outside is peeled off, OK, we wash it, and then we cut that up and we boil it just like potato. And we get all that nutriment from there.
Oh, great.
And also, we look for a growing tip, just a little growing point. It hooks upwards, and that tastes just like asparagus.
Yeah.
So you can see there's quite a lot of food here, even this time of year.
So the bulrush actually got everything.
Bulrush is exceptional, yep. We're add to that log, so, yeah. So it's a little bit marshy. Take your knife, and we always cut towards our mate. We never cut towards ourselves. Okay, so we'll just do this. Just turn the wood round. So all the outside, I don't know how much it's been raining. It's not solid, it's come off the tree. And by doing this, you see how this burns up. Just using one match, and she flares up.
I've got my picnic we can have now.
Okay.
I'm glad I brought it with me.
Well, I've got an appetite after all that walking, so...
Yeah, me too. I mean, you know, it's all right talking about plants and everything, but when you've got sandwich bread sandwiches...
Really?
Oh, no.
Oh, the spread are right in there, aren't
Oh, no.
I think we're best using that as bait and then we go about making a natural scoff, shall we?
Yeah, all right.
If you're lucky enough to have a firearm in a survivor situation,
Yes.
you can survive in style.
Right.
You can live quite well.
So just basically shoot the rabbit. You chase it. Where's the best place to shoot it?
Well, the best thing is to identify the rabbit.
Yes.
And let them come to you, OK? So find out where they've been feeding.
Yes.
Normally on the edge of fields. Secure
Yes.
yourself, hide yourself, and just lay down wait.
So you identify it, you look around,
Find out
and
where
see
they've
where
been.
it might be.
That's it.
And you look and see where they might have been eating.
Yes.
And you just think, and you come across one, just like that.
Ideal.
I better take the rifle, actually.
There we go, then.
I'm catching up with you! Right, Lofty, I've got my rabbit.
Great.
And I chased it long and hard, as you can see. It's a bit stunned.
It's a nice, healthy specimen, isn't
It
it?
is.
OK.
Now, about skinning it.
OK, when you skin it, what we do, we take a small pinch here, look.
Yes.
OK? And then we cut, making sure we don't pierce the gut.
Yes.
OK, and then as soon as we can, we put a knife away, fingers in, and we just draw it 4 1/2. OK, pull it all the way through, and then gradually feed it all the way off the body.
And it just rips off.
And yeah, because it's still warm, it comes off easily, and we take it off in one piece. And we can use that for clothing, shoes, gloves. OK, and soon after we do it, after the kill, the easiest it comes off. So it's nice and
Right.
fresh. He should come off a tree.
Yeah, don't try this at home, children. It's very dangerous. And is there anything in this department that you can use in the stew?
It's best to cut them off first, I think. OK, leg for you, leg for me. The best part of any animal is this along here, the fillet. It's the most expensive part of the animal. It's always the most tender. You know, the legs have got all the muscles in, they're doing all the work. And the older the animal, obviously, the tougher the meat will be. So a young female is always the best flavour, the tenderest of meat. So we're just going to cut across there, look. Break it across the spine.
He'll never dance again, this rabbit.
And there's the fillet, look, solid meat.
Oh, yeah.
And again, preserving that, we can't preserve fat. We've got to render fat down, but we could smoke that easily. OK, right, bring it to boil, let it simmer, and then we start adding herbs, because we don't want to boil all the goodness out. And with the herbs, anything with vitamin C in, heat destroys it. So we don't get any vitamin C. So that's the importance of the primrose. We nibble that as a salad.
How long will it take to boil?
It'll come to the boil probably about 20 minutes on that fire, you know. And what we try and do, always boil water in the flame, but cook in the embers, you know. And then we start adding, OK, there's young nettles. And I've got Jack in the Hedge here, the old favourite.
Yes, I got a little bit of that there.
OK, and we've got some of the old bulrush.
Oh, great.
And again, this will thicken it up, OK? And a special treat, I think, you find these anywhere. OK, they don't seem very palatable now, like. But we wash these, and then they've been purged for 24 hours. So everything's passed through them, anything harmful, because in the ground's different minerals. And then we put them in hot water, take them out, put them by the side of the fire on a hot rock, and they dry just like bacon rind. And then when they're dry like that, we just rub them into a powder, and they're 72% of the highest protein available. That contains all the 4 essential amino acids. If you want to hang on to them. No eating them before we cook them, OK?
Oh, damn.
And we want to boil that maybe hour and a half.
That bulrush, isn't it?
Just goes like dough, you know. We imagine them as being dumplings, yeah?
Yeah, we'll imagine quite a lot of things, don't we? We'll imagine it's tasty.
All rabbit flavour.
Now we sit there and wait for 2 hours.
Yeah.
Or we go to the nearest hotel and have a big slap up.
Yeah.
Any style that you can use for cooking cod, plaice, etc. can be used for any Caribbean fish that you could come across. I don't like greenhouse-grown vegetables, to be honest.
Why's that?
I don't think they sort of have the real natural flavour that a vegetable has, grown in its own habitat, as it were. If you've got a perfect vegetable, then all the options are yours. You don't have to be tied to making allowances for something that isn't as good as it could be. I mean, Obviously, we tried to start with perfection and work our way down.
Oh dear, here I am. Did he say action? I've heard you lot give a lot of trouble to Dawn, so what I want to do is to make a nice, easy, cheap meal that even you could do. Now, so all you need to do is to have some onions. This is the onions, chopped up. Done a lot because there's a lot of you. And tin tomatoes, because it's very easy. You don't have to go and worry about what's in season and what isn't, if your tomatoes are expensive or not.
For cooking, tin tomatoes are as good as fresh, because the flavours that you're going to get out of them, that you're going to get from a fresh tomato, will be captured in the tins.
Peas, either tin or frozen or whatever's the cheapest you can get.
With peas, I think frozen peas are quite good because, I mean, they make a big deal of this getting them from the crop to the packet in like a short space of time.
And a tin of corned beef. All you do, you put a bit of salt in it. There you are. Flavour.
I'm not that quick.
Oh gosh, look, here's the salt.
Right, sorry.
You pick up the salt and you put a pinch of salt in it, okay?
Fine.
Very easy. Now, you put some pepper. This is black pepper going in here.
Why do you use black pepper?
Because I'm not prejudiced.
I always use black. I prefer the flavour of it. It's a stronger flavour.
So, you see, I've got some tomato puree here. So if you've got some tomato ketchup or anything left over as well, you can put it in.
No, tomato puree. Tomato ketchup's too salty, too sharp.
I said she's got the onions and the pepper and everything in there. Now she's put the corned beef in. And she said yes, but she had to do it in oil.
Yes.
Keep up.
And I said I thought you would...
No, you're too close. Onion.
I thought you would want to know what oil. Olive oil or corn oil. Any one of those lovely oils.
Any oil will do because really you want to just use the absolute minimum you can get away with because you don't really want a greasy dish.
The peas goes in and you've got a lovely, bright looking, lovely colours in it. So you can do it easy, quick. I would have been quicker if you didn't keep on stopping me, wouldn't I?
Am I stopping? Did I say anything?
No, not a word. For a change. But some of the people who have little problems doing the rice, it's very simple to do. Don't wash the rice to start with. Put it in some water, cold water, and bring it to the boil. Pour all that water off and wash it off. Then you boil it up again, just to the boil, take the water off. Then you put your seasoning in if you want a little bit of salt and butter. And then you put a very tight lid onto the saucepan. And after that, you turn the cooker, the gas, whatever you use for your fuel, right down low, and you leave it to more or less steam for 20 minutes, and you've got the most delicious rice. Nice and simple and easy and very quick to do. It's going right in the centre.
Thank you.
Want any more pepper on it, dear?
Yes, it's a bit on the top, thank you.
How's that, eh?
Absolutely brilliant, Rusty.
Producer on this show, I've got to go and make a lot of unnecessary phone calls, so I'm going to leave you with Philip Porter, who's going to play some music.
A really nice an effective cleanser to use on, say, normal skins is milk. Just use milk on a bit of cotton wool and tissue off the excess. If your skin's a bit dry or you've got lots of heavy makeup on, you could use just natural vegetable oil instead. Now what I've done here, I've just cut a cucumber in half and liquidized and strained it, and that makes a really great refreshing toner. Or you could just use ordinary vinegar. This is a bit more astringent, so if you've got a greasy skin, just add a few drops to rinsing water. If you've got flabby thighs, you could use some coarse sea salt. That's really good on a loofah or a mitt. We all know about tea bags for soothing tired eyes if you've had a late night. The best ones to use are herbal tea bags like chamomile or rosehip. Here we've got mayonnaise. That makes a really good nourishing face mask, or you can pop it on your hair as a conditioner. 3 tablespoonfuls of pure apple juice and add that to 1 tablespoonful of warm water, mix it up and then pour it on the hair, and it makes a really good tonic for dandruff. And strawberries are really good for skin that's a bit on the oily side, which we know Dawn's got. And the cream is, because it's got lots of protein, vitamins and minerals in it, it's very nourishing. I saw that. I was going to soothe under-eye puffiness with some slices of potato. Right, 10 minutes later, and Dawn feels sick because she's had too much of it. We're going to take all the... going to take the face pack off. And there we have it. Beautiful skin.
Hello. Yeah, so lofty. So much for all surviving in the wild. What about surviving in the city? Here we are in the roundabout in the middle of Birmingham. How are we going to make a fire here?
OK, I reckon what we do, we dig a hole down and we make what we call a hangy. And when we finish, we can put it all back and no one will know, as long as we dig it carefully.
That had better be the case, because we haven't got any permission to film here.
What I'll do then, I'll lift the turf first.
Oh, there's a worm. Yum, yum.
Plenty of walls around, we'll get some bricks.
OK.
Bit of timber, and we'll do a scoff here, right?
All
and
right.
we bury it under the ground, no one will see it. I need a hole about 1 metre square, 1 metre deep. What it needs now is a fire in the bottom.
And this wood, you could just pull this wood off the trees, do you reckon, in the middle of a city?
As long as it's dead, like, you know, green wood won't burn. Mind your fingers.
What's the joke about the camel?
Oh, I broke one.
Broke one.
OK, Dawn, all it needs now is get some food, put it in here.
Yes.
When them bricks are good and hot, this will go in the ground.
Yes.
Bury it, hour and a half later, good food.
So now we've got to use all our tracking skills, haven't we, to find
Sure.
some food in the middle of the city.
I'll put the window up, I've got my nose out.
Yeah, good. PLAN. Protection.
Protection. Location.
Location.
Yeah, looks
Can you
good.
see it?
Yeah.
Acquisition
Of
food. Come to get some meat and veg. And navigation.
navigation.
I'm going to check everything's fresh and...
Well, just using the sensor, like, you know, press the flash in. See that when you depress it,
Yes.
it comes up again?
If it stays in, then it's not...
Not so
is
good,
it?
not so good.
Uh-huh.
And it smells really good,
You take that one then?
I reckon.
Okay. Did you get that?
The way to test them, like, if you break them in half, see how nice and juicy they are?
Yeah.
That one might be a bit tough because you see, like, woody.
Yeah.
If they're nice and juicy inside, you know, plenty of sap, they'll be the ones, yeah?
Okay. No.
Nice and firm, yeah. And these deteriorate quickly and they start turning black around the edges. That's not bad, like, there's no blemishes on it, it's been broken off.
Yes.
Good soft. No, I discard that. Some of these turnips, maybe. Again, look in, make sure there's no sort of wormholes in them, especially the top. This is where the old fly gets them. They lay eggs, and although it's a little hole on the top, the inside, when you cut them, might be big holes.
Got all the shopping. Now, here's the chicken.
It's a fresh chicken, you see, so what we got to do is just get the old fingers in and open them up. And again, when we look for general tips like the liver, a nice colour, no hard lumps on it at all, no white spots on it. That's excellent, you know.
We didn't get an onion, did we? Never mind.
No, an onion, no problem. So the chicken's in the bottom, because that's going to take most cooking.
We cut those in half so they'll cook quicker.
Yeah. OK, Dawn, what we've got to do now is take all the burning embers out, and I just want the bricks left in the bottom.
So these bricks are really hot now, yeah?
Yeah. All I've got to do now is drop the food in the centre,
Yes.
put them sticks across, hessian on top, and then
And you wet this hessian a bit, do you?
that's nice and damp, yeah.
Yeah.
I shovel the earth on top, OK?
Right, so the earth doesn't go all over the food?
No, we've got a space.
Oh, right, I see.
It goes like a giant pressure cooker.
I
All the
see.
steam inside generating,
Yes.
and it can't escape, and so it's getting cooked in the steam. All its natural juices. We don't waste any food value.
Really good for you then, everything's
Sure.
kept
And
in.
the temperature's so high, it's like an autoclave. It sterilises everything, you know. Can you see any steam escaping?
No? Right, so an hour and a half and we're ready.
Hour and a half from now, and it should be good.
These are simple, straightforward metal frying pans. So much cheaper than a non-stick pan, but they're just as good as long as you treat them properly and as long as they're seasoned before they're actually used.
How do you do
So
that?
basically all we've done now is put these two pans onto the heat.
Yes.
So they start to get warm, we just throw some oil into them, swivel it round.
Nothing should burn on it if the pan's used in the proper way. The whole point of these pans is that they're cast iron, And cast iron conducts and retains heat very well.
See that black colour we're getting in the middle?
Yes.
That's what we want. The whole of the pan will eventually end up that colour. Then you've got your non-stick surface.
All you need to do when using cast iron pans is use a medium to low heat. It's very economical to use. If you do that, give the pan a little time to heat up, then there should never be any problem with food sticking or burning.
When we actually cook with these pans, after they're washed, it's just a matter of putting it onto the stove for just a couple of minutes, a little bit of oil, swill it round, dry it out with some paper, and put it away into your cupboard.
Why do we have to bother with non-stick? As we all know, you can go out and just season a pan, it lasts forever.
You can do that, but this non-stick is very, very hard and it's very convenient to use.
Do you want me to show you how to make chocolate leaves?
Oh, yes, please.
Hang on a second. What you do is you get the leaves like this and you melt the chocolate down.
Well, I've put that in the microwave, just in the microwave for about a minute, and just heat it very gently, either like that or a pan of hot water. Don't overheat chocolate. Just wash ordinary rose leaves and dry them off. Paint an even layer over and let it set. And then there's one that's set. Just peel the leaf off very gently. Oh, very gently. That's it.
I think it would be good for you now to explain about the knife.
You can chop, mince, carve, bone at a push, but what you must never, ever do with a knife is try to open a tin.
Why?
Because you will ruin the point of the blade.
Why can't you sharpen it again?
You can't sharpen a bent blade, can you?
You straighten it out, can't you?
It would be very
You
difficult
can't
to do that.
straighten it out. She's just told you that.
Thank you. To sharpen a knife, you should use a steel. This is made of carbon steel.
What's the difference between carbon and stainless steel?
Stainless steel, as its name suggests, won't discolour. The thing about carbon steel is that although it will maintain a good edge, it does discolour and you need to keep it greased all the time. And for convenience sake, a lot of cooks these days tend to use stainless steel. Now, to sharpen a knife using a steel, keep the knife at 20 degrees from the steel, and you take it across the blade from the end to the point, like that, and 20 degrees the other side.
How hard do you have to do that?
Not very hard. It's the fact that you're taking it along the steel should be sufficient to sharpen it. And if you do that every time you use the knife, just for a couple of strokes, then you'll maintain the edge of your knife. You shouldn't have any problems with it blunting.
So how long does that take you to learn that?
It depends how quick you are at learning, really. It can take some people weeks, it can take some people years.
How long will it take you?
I learnt to do this earlier this week.
Excuse me. I think there's something we all want to do.
Yes.
Stupid man, keep your mouth to yourself in future. We're going to see what's inside the honey and if there's still anything there.
OK, what we've got to do, Dawn, is we'll start from the middle this time because we don't want any earth in the middle, in the hole.
Oh, you can see there's steam coming off. 2 6.
Hey!
There it is. Oh, isn't that boiling hot?
It's warm. This is chicken good.
No, it's fantastic. It really, really well done. And like you said, it just falls off because it's all the juice feels like it's still in there. Right, come on then, we've got to do it. We've got to get rid of everything and make it look as if we haven't been here at all. Yeah, no, I'm full now, thanks.
OK.
And it's still boiling hot in there.
Yep, this will put all the fire out, hopefully.
Hopefully.
Well, it will.
Oh, that's a nice dance, Lottie.
Would you like to have a go?
Yes, the mud waltz.
Again?
Yeah, I promise you, the gardener will never know if he's blind. Did we remember to put the director in there or not?
I think he's in there.
Oh, he's in there. Oh, great, great.
I think he's in there.